Hi, I'm Catherine and I'm a naturopath from Melbourne, Australia. Today I'd like to talk to you about diabetes and 3 foods that you can eat to improve diabetes. So foods actually play a really large role in diabetes. It's something that actually can be really improved and controlled with diet. So let's get into it so that you can learn what you need to learn to make your diabetes better. This video is not meant to be used instead of medical advice. Use it alongside medical advice and make sure that you're monitoring your glucose levels often so that you know that you're in the safe range. Today I'd like to talk to you about 3 foods that can improve your type 2 diabetes. And if you hang around to the end, my last one is particularly interesting, really helpful, but it may be really different to what you've been taught. So starting with the first one is fibre. The problem with our modern diet is there's so many foods that have been stripped of their natural fibre. From fruit juice that no longer has the fibre, to sugar that no longer has the fibre, white flour products. Fibre is really important. Make sure you're eating the whole grain, the whole fruit. Fibre actually slows down the absorption of your glucose. So the problem with diabetes is that you're getting too much glucose in your blood compared to the amount of insulin that's coming out of your pancreas. So if you eat sweet foods together with fibre, it slows down the absorption of that glucose. Your body has a bit more time to make the pancreas and it doesn't send it into a panic. So you want fibre with your foods. The second one you want is bitter foods. Now, bitter foods are not part of our modern diet here in Australia. I know there's some countries where you can buy foods like bitter melon, one of the most amazing foods to help with diabetes. You can even, there's studies done showing it actually can reduce diabetes, but there are foods like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, all that family of foods, there's some bitter to them. There's things like you can buy a dandelion leaf tea that's quite bitter. Chamomile has some bitter in it. So look for those foods that are bitter. They actually will really help. And another thing that they do that is surprising is that if you eat a bitter food, it can take away the sweet craving. It seems really counterintuitive, but I promise you, it makes a difference. Now for the third point, this is something that if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, you may struggle with, but you need to eat fats. Healthy fats, coconut oil, butter, olive oil, avocado, cold pressed nuts and seeds. You don't want heat extracted or chemical extracted fats. You want them in their natural form, but this is what happens. When you eat fats, it actually gives you twice as much energy per gram of carbohydrates. Now, they used to think that this meant that the fats would be stored as fats, but it's not how it works. What happens is that your body gets a really slow energy source from the fats instead of the carbohydrates, which particularly if they're sweet foods, you can get that spike that goes up and down again. And the other thing is that's really helpful in diabetes is if you eat carbohydrates as your primary form of energy, your body needs insulin to put that away as energy. When your body's using fats as a form of energy, it doesn't need the insulin to make it useful to your body. So really good to just slowly, gradually increase the fats in your diet, make sure they're healthy, and it can make an amazing difference to diabetes. If you want to know more about diet for diabetes, you can watch my video here, which talks about which foods to avoid for diabetes. Please subscribe and have a lovely day.